Hey, I'm Dave. Welcome to my shop. I'm Dave Plummer, a retired operating systems engineer from Microsoft, going back to the MS-DOS and Windows 95 days. And I've got a couple of important announcements, including a live Q&A event tonight, as well as a response from Bill Gates regarding the Easter egg episode. To begin with, I'm pleased to announce that Dave's Garage just crossed the 10 million view mark, which is quite a milestone for a channel as technically focused as this one, I'd say. It goes without saying that I couldn't have done it without you, because by definition, I couldn't have. That averages out to about 50 views per subscriber, by the way, so please do make sure that you're subscribed to the channel if you enjoy the content. Either way, I'm pretty stoked about the milestone, so I'm going to put in some cool special effects right now. In other news, I also heard back from Bill Gates about the Commodore Easter egg. If you haven't seen the Bill Gates Easter egg episode that details the egg and the origins of Commodore BASIC, check that out next. I'll try to put a link to it up in the corner, and I'll include a link in the video description as well. So while he didn't specifically say that he's a huge fan and watches every episode, I think that's the natural conclusion, but what did he actually say? Well, he confirmed that it was indeed he that wrote and inserted the famous Wait 6502 Easter egg into Commodore BASIC version 2. And he said the Easter egg was put in just for fun. So it was a little like a vanity license plate, I guess. He didn't mention any of the licensing concerns that people often cite and that I speculated about in the video. So it appears to just be a fun little diversion to be able to claim some pride of authorship later. Contrary to the common legend, he said that Commodore paid $50K for the most basic of basics and then something on the order of, I think, $120K for add-ons and special features. So the notion that Jack Tramiel got away with a single payment isn't quite true. In the famous story, Bill wanted to get a per-machine royalty of some kind, and Jack quipped, "Sorry, Bill, I'm already married." So in the end, he made it have married Microsoft, but it wasn't a one-night stand either. Bill said that Chuck Peddle, chief designer of not only the PET, but also the head of the 6502 design team, was aware of the Easter egg, and because it was benign, Commodore didn't care. And then Bill created a new mystery for me. He said that the Commodore PET character set, famously known as PETSCI, was something that we did to enable graphics on a machine that otherwise had none. But he didn't say if we was Microsoft or Microsoft and Commodore together. I would have thought that PETSCI, being basically the character set ROM, would have been a hardware thing designed by Commodore, but you never know. So there's a new mystery. Was Microsoft responsible for PETSCI, or was it joint, or who did it? Now, if you happen to be watching this on the day of release, then later on today, yes, today, Wednesday, January 26th, I'll be doing a live book talk, live streamed from the University of Regina. I'll be doing a reading from the book, and then there will be an interview conducted by Joelle Seal of CBC News, the national news channel in Canada. Then there will be a Q&A where you can join in and ask your questions, and I'll do my best to answer them. It all starts tonight at 5 p.m. PST, 8 p.m. EST. My apologies to those of you that doesn't work very well for, but unfortunately the lecture series is booked for the evenings, so it doesn't overlap with classes. This was originally planned to be an on-site talk, but Omicron had other plans. I have no idea how many people they were expecting, so if they had plans for like 50 people and I announce it to 200,000 of my closest friends, I can't promise there will be room for everyone, but hey, let's see if we can at least crash Zoom with like too many people. My best advice is to register early using the link in the video description. If you're watching this live during the premiere, then good gravy, pause the video, do it now. Space is limited, panic, panic. Well, the registration link is in the video description. Good luck. Of course, the subject at hand is my book, Secrets of the Autistic Millionaire, which details my advice for living a successful life with autism, whether it affects you personally or someone you know and love. But I'm told the interview will be mostly focused on employment issues, in particular, my time at Microsoft in the 1990s, so it might be an interesting chat about a cool period in time, and I'd hate for you to miss it. I've been trying to keep the content mostly separate, so if you are interested in ASD matters, please be sure to subscribe to my other channel with the same name as the book, Secrets of the Autistic Millionaire. I plan to start releasing the audiobook in installments there, so get subscribed so that you get started with the first episode. And by all means, check out the Amazon link to my book in the video description. Thanks for joining me for this brief announcement. I hope to see you there tonight, if that is in fact today. And of course, in the meantime and in between time, I hope to see you next time, right here in Dave's Garage.